Hello, I'm Toycat, and have you ever noticed how Minecraft villages always tend to get in the way? They're filled with villagers who always try to trade with you and make funny noises at you, and just generally get in the way of when you're walking through, especially if you have a mega highway going right through the middle of their town. And that's on them, not on you if they get in the way. So with that said, I figured, you know what would be kind of fun if we take the villagers out of their natural habitat and we forcibly deport them to the furthest place away from here that I can imagine. And you know what that is in Minecraft, the furthest place away from a swamp? That's right, it's a different dimension. We're going to be taking some villagers to the Nether, but also we're going to be trying to take some villagers to the end, and we're going to try and establish a colony there using some of the villagers. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you a guide on how to establish a brand new village in a brand new dimension if you want a Nether or an end village, but also I'm going to be letting you know how to deal with pesky villagers who want rights and want you to stop building things right through the middle of their village, and that is the more important bit, I think. So let's dive straight into the first step, which is of course going to be taking villagers from their natural habitat and taking them into a third place first of all. So something you might not know is the fact that Minecraft doesn't just have these 6 types of villagers to go with the 6 types of village that Minecraft naturally generates with, but there are also 2 other types of villagers. You can find swamp villagers if you happen to have villagers that spawn in a swamp, and you can also get jungle villagers, which in my opinion look the best. I mean, I'm slightly biased because they wear ocelot skins and ocelots are cool. You know, I'm an ocelot, okay, spoiler alert. But also I just kind of think they look the best, but also for deportation it's very useful as well. So let's teach you how to do that. So if you do want to change the appearance of your villagers, what you need to do is you need to take them from their naturally spawning biome. You can do that via boat like I've done right here, and you need to move them to another biome where the desirable colors would be made. So in this case, if we want the jungle villagers, we need to find a jungle biome in our world, which I happen to know where one is, but if you don't know, you can just keep walking till you find a jungle biome. Then once you've moved them to the desirable biome, what you can do is you can set up a mini village of sorts there. So you want to have some beds, that's essential. You can maybe have some work tables, you can have some walls to stop them from leaving, but you just need to make it feel like a village to them. You protect them so they don't die all of a sudden, and then you give them enough food so that they start breeding. Bread is of course the easiest one to give them, so this is how you do that. And then once the villagers have food, they'll start to make love. I mean, they're just like people in that way. And as you can see, 2 swamp villagers from my swamp village, they make, love inside this jungle biome. As you can see from the grass, it is a jungle biome. And all of a sudden, a jungle villager comes out. This is, funnily enough, the Minecraft equivalent of a real-life concept called Just Soli. The idea of birthright by citizenship is what it's commonly known as. And the idea is just because, no matter what your parents are, it matters where you're born as to what your citizenship is. So, for instance, the United States and the UK and any other country you're likely watching this from, about 30 or 40 different ones in the world, have this concept where no matter who you are, no matter what reason you're in the country, if you are born in a country, you therefore have the right to live there. Sometimes you need a parent to be from there as well. But long story short, because these villagers were born in a jungle biome, they are now jungle villagers, or baby jungle villagers to be precise. So this might feel the tiniest bit like eugenics-y, I guess you could say, because we're trying to breed the perfect villagers, but really it's going to help us with the deportation as well, because if they don't have a natural connection to their homeland, it's going to be harder for them to go back there if they want to do that. So guess what? We move them over here, we make them jungle villagers, so they're not really sure where they came from, and then we deport them from here, and they'll look better, but also they'll have less of a claim over their main land, which is how it works in a lot of countries that did mass deportations. By the way, I placed down a boat so that we could eventually move them, because that's how you move villagers against their will. And it looks like 2 of the baby villagers have just gotten in already. Like, they're so excited to be deported, they even got in the boat themselves. Although I need to kick one of them out so I can ride the boat. But still, I like the enthusiasm, guys. By the way, just in case the grass thing wasn't useful enough to help you work out what a jungle is, because this doesn't look like a jungle to most people, and you might not be able to spot that the super vibrant beta grass also makes it a jungle. But the other key traits, if you've chopped down the trees, which most of the time when you've got a new world, you can just spot jungle trees, and that's your biggest giveaway. But you'll find some parrots there, and you'll find some cats. In fact, you'll find cats and parrots, and the cats, they like to do things to the parrots, so just be warned. Oh, sorry, ocelots, I should say. There are now actual cats, and they spawn around villages. Which actually means, fun fact, if you do establish something the villagers think of as a village, you will actually start to see cats spawn around there, which is why we have this cat trapped under the ice right now. I don't know how that happened, but it's amusing to me. But then also you can see there's another cat over here, because ocelots spawn in a jungle and cats spawn in a village, which means you can get both cats and ocelots spawning around your deported villagers. So yeah, now we just wait for the villagers to grow up, which takes about 20-ish minutes. It's kind of funny that one of the villagers wants to get in the boat with the other 2, but they're not letting him because, children are cruel like that. I did not know that was a thing that was possible for villagers to do. Oh, by the way, I don't think I've probably explained yet why we're in a giant cube made of endstone, and You know, maybe we should keep it that way. But you know, it stops the villagers from escaping, doesn't it? That's all you need to know right now. Have I accidentally created a gulag, but in Minecraft and for children? I think that's a little bit possible. But, you know what? They probably deserve it, right? Sins of the father and all that. It actually is weird that the villagers walk around in a line like this. I didn't tell them to, I swear. Oh my god, did you just see that? He grew up right in front of the other one in the boat. Well, there we go. Now we've got a villager. You'll notice how he's got green overalls because he is a unemployed villager, meaning he can't trade with us no matter what we want to do with him because he doesn't have access to a skilled bench. We can change this wherever he goes when we want to, you know, work him to death in the work camp in the end or the Nether. But still, as you can see, unemployed villager. How interesting. Oh, we've got another one over here too, except this one's not unemployed. Oh, so this guy is a nitwit. This person is an unemployed villager. It's interesting to have them both next to each other. This guy will never learn to do anything. Sorry, buddy. And this guy can learn to do something. So let's take them to the Nether, where they can do very useful things. It usually would be best to, again, put one of them in a boat and then do something with the other one. But for now, we'll try and do it this way because it's kind of fun to me. So now that the villagers have been born and they've got some questionable identities, we're going to take them over to the dimension we want them in. First, we're going to go to the Nether just to prove the concept. I don't actually want to start a village there yet. I think that could be a fun thing post-Nether update. But we are going to get some villagers into the Nether because I think that would be fun to see. I do have an overworld in my Nether anyway. So let's get them over there. Now's a good time to remind you that you really don't want boats to fall into the water if you're sliding them on ice. On ice, they go this easily. In water, not so great. And once they slide into the water, it's impossible to get them back onto the ice. So, just pro tip if, like me, you have a lot of ice to walk around. Oh, wow, that was weird physics. Yeah, all of this is weird physics, honestly. None of this makes too much sense, but it's Minecraft. What are you gonna do? Sorry, actually, let me correct that for the fact that we're doing a mass deportation. This is our craft, comrade. Okay, so dragging villagers on land is a little bit more painful, but again, as long as you don't let them fall down a layer, it's close enough to what you want. Oh, there we go, it broke. By the way, don't let anyone know, but we totally snuck them past the border wall that I have all the way around my Let's Play world. That's how serious this is. Yeah, if those previous physics were confusing, then this is another level above that, I would say. So a useful tip you can keep in mind if you do want to move villagers, say up a little thing like this, because you need to get them over to your Nether portal, which is on a little bit up a hill. You can use water to do so. It's a little bit tricky to pull off, especially on land, but we're going to try our best right now. Or actually, we could put them in the water first, but let's try our best. So we've hooked on the lead. Now we put some water there, and we try to pull them up the water, and as you can see, it just about works. It's tricky, it's janky. I don't know if it's designed to be that way. But again, it just about works, and that's all that matters for us. We're going to do the same again, and then hopefully again and again and again, until we get to the desired layer. Easy stuff. Yeah, these mechanics are very weird to look at, but they work. No! I don't think you know real pain, though, till you've had to drag 2 villagers in a boat all the way through a desert. I mean, really, I'm the one suffering here, if you think about it. I mean, quite literally. I don't know what happens if boats touch cacti. It's a reaction I've never had to test before. But yeah, boats, unlike people, cannot go off half slabs, which leads to annoying situations like this, by the way. They also cannot fit through 1x1 gaps. Even 2x2 is a bit of a challenge for them, it looks like. There we go. If you really wanted to, because you can get most entities trapped in a boat, you could do this with a drowned and a spider if you wanted those in your Nether as well. Not that anyone should ever think that thing. Not that anyone should be thinking that way, but just in case you have deranged thoughts, now you can put them into action, I guess. No, no, wait, what? Okay, No, don't leave me. Get back in the boat. Get back in the boat. It is imperative that you get back in this boat. This villager really does not want to be in the boat. He is unhappy with the concept. So it's funny, one of the easiest ways to get villagers back in boats is just to steer the boat into them. Which you better believe I'm going to do. I'm coming after you, nitwit. I'm coming after you. And there we go. We've got one of the villagers back in. Getting the second one is much harder. So there's a chance we abandon him. Okay, the villager's back here. So the easiest way is to punch him in there, which would hurt our relations. Or we can lead the boat towards him with this. Neither solution is ideal, but... Oh, come on, there we go. Everything's back to normal now. Okay, the Nether portal is finally in sight. again, really it'd be easier to do this in the Nether, but there's no water in the Nether, so it's harder to make things like this happen. Side note, apparently you can actually just jump villagers up a layer if you want to. I don't know how I just did that, or if I can do this again. But it happened literally on the spot right there. Yeah, look at this. You can make villagers fly just by jumping on the thing a couple layers up. Huh, useful. This water bucket technique was never required then, I guess. It's just a handy little thing. It's weird seeing the boats bounce like this. I don't know if this is usable in some way, but it feels like it should be. So I think we might have to get the villagers out of the boat to transport them to the Nether. It's been a while since I've tried something like this though, so let's just give it a whirl, I guess. So my plan here is just to build a little wall that should stop them from escaping this way if they are to try. And then we'll do the same on the other side, and that way the villagers will have to go through the end. That's my logic at least. We'll see if it works. So now we break the boat. Rock the boat, if you will. And, oh, literally instantly. Okay, useful. And just like that, we've got 2 villagers inside of the Nether. So boats in the Nether are a little bit trickier to work. So we'll just place one down on this guy. We can do it one by one if we wanted to and leave this guy here. But yeah, all you need to do now is you need to take the villagers through the Nether end, which in my case is actually a Nether that I've built to look like the overworld. If you haven't seen that, then it's another weird project. Look, I like to have fun in Minecraft. That's what the game's about to me. So sometimes fun means building an overworld in the Nether. And yeah, now we just take him to his new house, which was previously like my house, but I think it worked better as a villager house anyway. So an interesting thing about the Nether you might not know is that even though beds here have the unfortunate consequences that you can see right now if you try to sleep in them, funnily enough, villagers actually can sleep inside of these beds, which means if we place down a couple of them right here, we can actually basically make this a village. It's got beds, it's got walls, as you can see, it's literally glowing green for the villager. You know, this is turning into a village in that way. We can also have the workbenches if a villager wants it. This guy's a nitwit, so he can't learn any skills. However, this guy has already learned, it looks like, the fisherman trade, which means now we have a fisherman in the Nether. Ever wanted fish but in the Nether? This is where you can get that. And I think that's kind of wacky. I mean, it makes no functional sense that this person makes a living fishing in the Nether. But again, I mean, it makes more sense than some of the deportations we've seen in literally the last 100 years. So sure, why not, I guess. But yeah, now this is technically a village. We have villagers in the Nether, and it's kind of wacky to say the least. So as fun as the idea of having a little village in the Nether is, this actually isn't the main part of this project. It's more just a proof of concept that like, hey, did you know you can make this happen? And it is technically a functional village. They will sleep in the beds and all this stuff will happen. You can even end up with Nether villagers, which are of course based on Plains villagers, which is counterintuitive to me at least. But yeah, you can get villagers over here, which is very, very, very strange. But again, the Nether is not my target today because the Nether sounds like a great place to start a village, but honestly, I think it's actually more dangerous and less fun than where I want to start a village. So yeah, the main part of today's project is to do the exact same thing again, but a little bit more challenging because getting villagers to go into an end portal is a little bit harder than getting to go into an Nether portal, but let's try it anyway. And by the way, the recommendation is always to do this with 2 villagers because you want to make a breeding pair if you want to actually start an outpost and get infinite number of villagers, which is basically my goal. So let's go and do that now. I wonder if the villagers can fit through this gap or if someone go, okay. You know, Minecraft boat physics are flawless and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. So here is something really silly you can choose to do if you want to. You can actually tie the boats to like a fence post if you want to. And then that way if you push them too far, there's like actual physics that happen, and I don't know if you could use this for something, but I feel like you have to try. I mean, I can't say this makes perfect sense, but if it works, it works. Okay, about 10 minutes of sailing later, I'm pretty near the end portal, but I've got to go to sleep so that the villagers aren't at risk of a zombie attack at sea. So I'm going to try something for the first time. Can you sleep in a bed while you've got a lead attached to you? Because I genuinely do not know. Apparently you can. Leads are weird things, honestly. Leads are very weird things. And we're bringing a rabbit to the end of us too. It's been decided, apparently. So, I don't know how dangerous this is, but I feel compelled to try and get past anyway. Please don't kill my villagers, lava. Oh no, okay. The one thing I asked you for, game. The one thing. Please don't die. Please don't die. How do I save him? How do I save him? Okay, he's alive. We're good. So today we learned villagers do not like lava, and it kills them. You know? You learn something new every day. It's a shame Minecraft rivers aren't naturally built big enough to fit boats through. You have to dig them yourself. It's almost like you're meant to change the world as part of the game. What a terrible thing to make you do. Okay, we're going to have to come back for the bunny later. But I totally do want him in the end now. If for no other reason than just because it sounds at least a little bit fun. So I actually have the perfect end portal for this specific situation, as it so turns out, because most end portals are down on the ground, which is a real hassle, and getting them there is tricky. However, if, like me, you happen to have a slip and slide deliberately installed at the front of your end, just for this situation, then look how handy this is. I can have the villagers probably... Actually, I didn't realize boats could go in such a tiny amount of water. It's something I've never really experimented with properly, but I guess it works, question mark. Anyway, so now we're going to take the villagers down across here, hopefully at least, into that end portal. I don't know if they can go in the end portal in a boat, or if there's lava below my portal, actually. There might be. They might just fall through into that. Oh, no! No, no, no! Okay, okay, they're bouncing. That's safe, that's good. That's vaguely what I want. I'm gonna put them in front of the portal. How does it break if I go, like, 6 blocks too far ahead? But they can... Oh, God! Oh, God! Okay. They actually broke my fall a little bit there. So I'm glad I didn't put them through the portal, because there was a genuine chance they could die there. And given that genuine chance is still there, we're just gonna play things a little bit safe here. This is in case they don't go through the end portal, because the dimensions in Minecraft work really weird. Dimensions in Minecraft Bedrock work even weirder. So we're just gonna kind of jump... We're gonna try and jump the villagers over to the portal. And then we'll see if they can go in the boat. So yeah, make your guesses now. Will this work? The answer is no, apparently. So yeah, what I would have done, I would have just killed them in lava if I hadn't checked for that. Also, the lead's gone through already. So what I have to do now is I have to break the boat, and then both the boat and the villagers can go through separately. I actually don't know. Can villagers go through an end portal? There's no reason why they shouldn't, but let's find out. Okay, they can. And now there are villagers in the end. How exciting. And now I'm here. Wait, no, don't leave me. Don't. Okay, I'm really worried they're just going to jump off the edges. I really, really don't want that. I cannot express it enough. So, place the boat around the villager, just like before. And then pray the other villager gets in here too. Which is a big if. It's a very big if. How do we encourage the villager to make his way up here? I really don't know. We're going to have to destroy some stuff, but it's fine. Okay, so we're just going to deliberately path block the villager so he can only move towards that. Yeah, there should be no other way he physically can walk besides to get in that boat. And if we do this, then it's just a matter of time till he walks in. Science. Wait, we can even speed up the process a little bit more if we just back the boat up a little bit so there's a bigger area for him to potentially fall into. Oh man, you're teasing me now, villager. You walked 2 steps in all that time. But whatever. Now the villager has even fewer options. He's gonna just have to get into the boat. There's some awful jokes about why certain types of people don't like boats. And I was gonna say, oh, we should avoid making them. But this video is literally all about forced deportations. But you know what? That's fine. This is the most stubborn villager I've ever come across. He hasn't moved in all this time. And I just don't know why you wouldn't. There's a lovely boat over here for you, dude. Maybe if I, like, stand away from him. If I just see the boat. Maybe he's under too much pressure right now. Yeah, for some reason this guy is moving 2 blocks at a time. The only reason I can think of is because he wants to infuriate me. But that's fine. Okay, there's one move you can make, Mr. Villager. Actually, at this point he's close enough, we could probably just nudge the boat back into him. Like, just go slowly backwards until the boat model collides with him this tiniest bit. And then we'll be good. So yeah, let's just nudge it a tiny... There we go! You know what? If Muhammad can't come to the mountain, bring the mountain to Muhammad, is a famous proverb. But you know, maybe Muhammad should be able to go to the mountain is my point. Anyway, so we've got the 2 villagers in the end now. Look how exciting it is. They're end villagers. But, you know, if we're doing real deportations, if we're really sticking up to our Soviet legacy, we can't just take them to the end itself. This place is actually kind of nice. It's kind of inhabited, kind of colonized already. It's covered in glass. If you don't know why, then whole separate project for that. I have a lot of weird projects in Minecraft, okay? But I feel like, you know what, let's go a step above and beyond that, and instead of just, okay, yeah, we've got, you know, some villagers in the end itself, what if we took them to a place even more remote and even more desolate and even more isolated, uninhabited? And the only place I can think of that fits that bill is the End Islands, 1,000 blocks away from here, which sounds like hell, I'll admit. To make this whole thing a little bit easier though, you might recall that I built some ice islands recently, and to get all of the ice for this, I destroyed an entire iceberg biome, and conveniently enough, I didn't actually take all of the ice from said iceberg already. By the way, if you want to see the scale of that destroyed biome, because a lot of people were curious after that video, this is how many icebergs we destroyed. There were a lot of them, okay? And now there's not very many of them. Well, in fact, there's 0 of them. But yeah, so let's take some of the spoils of war, which we put into these barrels just over here. Let's take some of these back with us to the end. The one downside is, unlike our blue ice pathway, the boataway in the overworld, we're going to have to use packed ice instead of the blue ice, because we have very little blue ice left, which should only affect speed a little bit, but it's always a bummer to use the second best of something. But I think in this case, it makes sense because we're only using it to move villagers and maybe a rabbit or something too. We're not going to be using it to, you know, of course, like transport ourselves regularly. So you've got to work out like the benefits of getting all the blue ice versus the fact that you only want to use it twice or whatever number of times it might be. Also, that ice, the gas just destroyed some of my ice. How sad.
Hello there.
I have this Nether highway. It made sense for me to spend the hours to dig it because it saves me a minute or 2 or 3 every single time I come through the Nether, which I happen to do a few times a week, and I play a lot of Minecraft, so it adds up as being a good way to spend time that saves time, as well as being a fun project by itself. There are some projects, however, if they're not fun, and if they're not going to save you much time, if you're going to use it like 2 or 3 times max, or, you know, even 10 times, but you don't have like long-term repeatable uses, you should invest heavily in it. The real world equivalent of this, and let's talk about, you know, the Soviet Union, because we're on that theme anyway. So in Russia today, there is the longest, like, domestic railroad in the world, the Trans-Siberian Railroad. That's something that's worth them spending a lot of time on, because it's the only real way to get from east to west of Russia. However, whereas that is used by millions of passengers every single year, however, the driveway that's going to link your house to the main road, you're going to use it, what, like 2 times a day, maybe? Sometimes 4 if it's a big family. And even then, there are days where you won't use it because you'll be inside all day. So it's not worth putting the same investment as perhaps was put in the Trans-Siberian Railroad. So yeah, that's why the peasants don't get nice things. Speaking of peasants, let's start the process, shall we? So we're going to just start the road here because eventually all of this end will be gone anyway. So we're just going to start it here and just keep it going that way, and then we'll see if we can manage to effectively bring the villagers along. I'm kind of scared they'll fall off the edges, and that would be bad for a lot of reasons, but we'll see if we can avoid that. Actually, just to make this look fancy, we'll start it with some blue ice, and then we'll switch out seamlessly and hope no one even notices. See, I mean, this is pretty seamless, right? You can't even tell the difference. And although you can obviously see the difference, you might not know that this isn't blue ice and that this is therefore mildly less effective. Or at least that's my hope. That's my dream. Okay, so this is where the safety wheels really come off. This is where, if there's a mistake, we can't fix anymore. So we're going to test right now if I can drag the villager boat all the way from here to there without there even being a real chance of it falling off. Because I am more than a bit worried, honestly. Okay, they're sliding fast. They're hitting a wall. Should remove that. Okay, now they're by themselves. Oh, yeah, no, this is this is nerve-wracking, to say the least. But it seems to be working, to the best of my knowledge. Let's try and slide them a bit to the right. Oh, it looks like we can't drag them off. It looks like they're kind of stuck in their ways. So, I guess we'll just walk and do it. This doesn't feel good, but it works. That is indeed what she said. No, my lead! Okay. I'm gonna have to bring some torches as well. Okay, so I just did another trip back to the overworld to get some torches, because I've just realised if I'm going to have all of this ice in the middle of nowhere, I need to make sure that I torch it up as well, or Endermen are going to spawn, and they'll also mess up the Enderman farm, which is a double bad thing, because it also might mess with the villagers in the boat. So yeah, here's the plan. I'm going to lead the boats, or the boat singular. I'm going to just place blocks forwards in front of me. Every 10th block, I'm going to place down a torch, and we're going to pray to God something doesn't go horribly wrong, as likely as that may be. And just in case you've never been to the End Islands by hand before, we've done it quite a few times on this channel, of course, but if you've never done it, it's about 1,000 blocks out, which means we literally need to place 1,000 packed ice blocks, and we need to pray that during that 1,000 ice blocks with 100 torches on, that somehow nothing goes wrong with these villagers. But, you know, sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures. Because most of the time, people are deported. It's not just a tactical move on the hands of like, oh yeah, you can remove a population from an area by deporting them, but it's also often clever, you know, I mean, clever maybe in big air quotes, but you know, it is also tactical to put them in places that people otherwise don't want to live. Especially if you think about Russia, which, like we already mentioned, has a huge, you know, it's the largest country on Earth by a huge margin, even after it dissolved and lost 25% of its territory with the collapse of the USSR. A country like Russia is so ridiculously huge that there are going to be parts that no one wants to or really can settle in. Mostly we just call it Siberia. But there's lots of people in Siberia, but there's parts of it which weren't really settled. So let's say you have some people you want to remove from their homes and you want to send a message about, you know, their stuff. You send them off to Siberia. What's the closest thing we have to Minecraft Siberia? I think it's these 1,000 block away end islands, which we are even now only 16% of the way towards. By the way, some real quick appreciation for the fact that the end actually has unique music that plays very faintly. It's also this absolutely beautiful remix of some Minecraft overworld music. Again, I think it's really good sound design personally, and I believe it was first a console feature, so another good example of Minecraft on all platforms kind of doing different things at the same time, all of which are pretty good ideas, or most of which are pretty good ideas. Which is also how I can place blocks in front of me right now, even though there's some portion of people always look at this and say, how Toy Cat, how is this possible? I don't know how you did that. Again, it's different versions of Minecraft have different features sometimes. Here's a good example. Okay, the villagers are still coming along for the journey with me. It feels wasteful because I have the giant glass over there already to set this up. Maybe I shouldn't have set it up, actually. Maybe I should have just used that. Well, you know, we're doing it anyway. Okay, I'm 40% of the way there now. You know, we're at the point where you can't see anything on either end. And I need to go resupply my ice, which is actually one of the riskier parts, because I need to unleash the boat. I need to... Oh, no! Okay. We're fine, my life. So I lost the lead, but I didn't lose my life. So, you know, we're about even on that one. So needless to say, as well as resupplying my inventory with packed ice, we're also gonna have to go get another lead, but that's fine. Okay, we got a new lead, and this time I'm just not gonna let go. I'm never gonna give them up, and I'm never gonna let them down. And you know what? I might not even run around and desert them. That is my promise. It's actually kind of funny because some of the huge projects that you see in a lot of different countries around the world were only started originally because it's like, oh, we've got all these prisoners of war, need to make them do something useful for us. So famous things like, I think there's a place called Death Canyon in one of the Southeast Asian countries that's like, yep, we killed a lot of people, but we have a really nice railroad going through a canyon. And I feel a little bit like this is one of those things. The amount of time and the amount of resources this is taking to make a functional ice pathway is going to be really high. But one, I mean, it's going to add to the suffering, and that's great. But two, I think it'll actually create something interesting when it's done. Not highly functional, but highly interesting. And if that's not just as good, I don't know what is. Okay, now as the End Islands are finally starting to come into view, I really want to kind of recommend that if you haven't ever played around the End space before, it's a great place to make a project because it's a Minecraft environment unlike any other, where for most of it, you know, right now we can just see the edge, but for most of it, it's not like that. For most of it, it's just void of nothingness, which gives you a whole different atmosphere. Like even just looking at this right here, there's something beautiful about just two parallel lines in the middle of nowhere. Or maybe that's just me that thinks that. But still, like, there's fun things you can do out here that I totally recommend. Oh god, I lost another lead. I was just trying to place a torch. Okay, well, there goes that idea then. I'm in the interesting situation now where I've placed over 1,000 blocks of ice. I've made this whole pathway, but it leads to nothing, or to be more precise, it leads to these little end islands. And although I could go all the way to the island over there, it might just make more sense to go to this island instead. I'd have to compare the exact distances, but I literally can barely see that island, so it could be another 500 blocks, or another couple hundred blocks to be fair. Also, is that a pillager raid that I spot right over here? I think it is. I think there's a pillager raid in my end. I don't think that's meant to happen, but I find it amusing that it has. So yeah, we're talking about another couple hundred blocks to get to this island versus just sliding an extra, 70 or so blocks to this one. But then also keeping the pathway straight is actually quite important to me. There's also this island over here, but it's not really an island, it's more of a giant landmass. Yeah, I want to find whichever island around here looks like a true island more than it looks like, a giant collection of them. So I think this one is out. And I think this one does the best job because it's like two islands glued together in the middle of a bunch of end islands, which, therefore, if we want to do something with it later, that's going to be great. So yeah, this is my island of choice. Actually, let's just triple check this one. It's worth wasting some fireworks. This is an important build, so let's make sure we do it right. Yeah, everything else around here, it's a bit too continenty as opposed to islandy, and these things are too small. But I think that might be a happy middle ground. So yeah, this is going to be tricky to maneuver, and I'm definitely going to have to build some guardrails if I'm going to actually lead the villagers this way. But now we're going to try and just bridge over to that, and this is going to be my main place. Oh my god, they're looking at me like I'm just outside their crossbow range, I think. This could have gone horribly wrong if I was like 4 blocks or something closer to them, because they want me dead. Oh, this lines up so perfectly. It's on just the right level to hit the normal part of this end island. And just like that, we now have a proper link between the end spawn area and this part over here. Now we just have to fit it in such a way that it's very unlikely we'll die, and we'll be great. So yeah, it's funny, because even flying across this great expanse takes forever. So it would actually be faster, I think, for me to use boats. So this might genuinely have a good second use for getting to and from the village. Oh no, there's end portals. I still never would, probably. End gateways, rather. But still, it's a nice fantasy. Just like how deporting dissidents and hoping it helps your cause is a wonderful fantasy. Actually, let's test the theory if it is actually faster for me to use a boat. Oh, it is definitely faster for me to use a boat than it is for me to do it normally. Also, this is not much slower than blue ice. It's a little bit more controllable as well. So pro tip, packed ice, not bad for silly one-off projects, I would say. Also, this really adds to the ridiculous factor of how ice works, the fact that you can do it across a literal void in time and space. But maybe that's just me. Oh no, no, don't hit the boat, don't hit the... Okay. That was close. So I've got a simple enough plan to stop the boats falling into the endless void as they turn around this corner, and that's just have a big area where the corners are blocked off. If there's no corners, you can't fall off them. Genius move, I think. We have to remove that as well, I guess. But yeah, this should kind of help things work. And then stop things falling off on the other side, we can do the same. But I think we want to go a block up, yeah. And then we need to have a block gap so that boats can actually go past unimpeded. But now if we have something like this being a buffer, to also stop us falling off the edge, is maybe a good idea. So yeah, maybe if this is super useful, we could extend this. I actually kind of like the way it looks, having these dark oak slabs on both sides of it. Like, really dark block mixed with a really light block. But let's see if this works. And if it doesn't, we'll have to go get 2 more villages, which is great fun. I'm looking forward to doing that. So here is the final step. Just a little bit more dragging to do. Slide them round this kind of tight corner. Easy enough, working so far. Oh, okay, still working. Oh no! Oh, I don't like that at all. I don't like that in the slightest. I don't know how to fix this, but I know I need to. Okay, let's try and drag them off to the side over here. That's not a thing we can do. Well, you know, it works for them. And if it works for them, it works for me. So now we just got to get the last of the distance. Also, the pillagers really probably won't like villagers either, will they? Please don't hit me. Please don't fire. There's so much that can go wrong if you do. This is the tensest standoff I've ever had with a pillager. So yeah, on already placed ice, this is a lot easier to do. You just walk forwards, and then everything else kind of just happens. And just like that, we have villagers deported all the way to the end islands. So there's two ways you can do this. There's the kind of meaner deportation way, where you just be like, oh yeah, do your own thing now. The Australia route almost, where it's like, you know, send the convicts over, make them colonize it, make it their own continent. Or you can sentence them to do some hard labor. And you know, I think that's the better solution right here. Because if you hate someone so much, you're going to build a giant road for them, you might as well get some benefit from them. And that's what we're going to do today. So let's jump the end boat up a few layers, which is ridiculous you can do this, by the way, but if it's true, then we're just going to take advantage of that. So silly that it's true. And now what we're going to do is we're going to build them a little house, you know? A house they have to forcibly live in, but definitely very much a house. So now the villagers have a little house. It's very good, very protected from the elements, and again, very much not a prison. Now we can remove them from the... Actually, wait, we should place down the beds first before we do that. Now we can place down some beds to make it more of a village to them, as you can see. Any beds near a villager, and as long as they're fed, counts as a village, and therefore can be part of a reproduction process. Wait, what has just happened here? He's gone to sleep in the boat. Didn't know that was a thing that was a thing, but now you learn too. So, yeah, now we place another bed just over here, which is also possible, apparently. And now they're both going to sleep in the boat together. Honestly, why even remove them from the boat? Let's just feed them inside the boat and see if they can breed in there too. I don't think they can breed in the boat. If we break the boat, do they go to sleep in their beds, or do they... How does this one work? Oh, they do. That is very strange. Is there a day and night cycle here, or are they just depressed and sleeping all day? Bouncing bread on top of a villager's head. Infinite fun. Infinite fun. So yeah, let's just break the beds. Actually, no, they'll wake up eventually. So it's entirely possible that in the end, the villagers always think it's nighttime, because, I mean, the sky is eternally dark. But still, we need to... Man, they're not making this easy. How about we feed them first, then we put them to bed? How about we have the beds be inaccessible? You know, these are all strategies that I don't know if they're going to work correctly. Oh, a cat spawned, so this definitely is a village. Again, silly that we have like an end-looking cat over here. But yeah, we have a little thing going on. That's nice. Okay, I'm going to break this guy's bed, give him a bunch of bread, and then hope that gets him in the mood to do some stuff, maybe? That is not how that worked at all. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave the villagers for about 10 minutes, which is the max a normal night can last. And if they don't wake up, they're either depressed or the end is permanently night, which throws a spanner in my plans. We'll have to put the beds, like, outside of the house. So while I wait for that anyway, I might as well bring the rabbit with me, right? Although the rabbit's very heavy and won't get lifted up for some reason. These drowns are coming hard after the rabbit. Works for me, though. I mean, this is one way to transport a rabbit around with a, Sure. Okay, I've got an idea here, right? I reckon I can just get this boat over this wall instantly. I don't know if it should work, because the wall is technically 1.5 blocks. But let's find out if it does. Fun fact, it does not. Oh no, phantoms. Oh god. So yeah, I spent too long in the end and now phantoms have started spawning in the overworld. So I'm going to try and just hurry past this whole process. Oh wait, we're going to do this fun thing again where... Oh god, never mind. That's not a fun thing. So yeah, this time because it's just a single rabbit we're taking, like we want a pet, we don't want to start a rabbit farm, because right now there's no need for rabbit farms in Minecraft. Oh no! Why? How did that happen and... What? Okay. Let's try that one again then, I guess. The good news is we have some raw rabbit now. So, I mean, silver lining and all that. Okay, the useful thing, there actually happens to be a rabbit in the mountain nearby. And because he's trapped up against the wall, he should just fall into it. No, okay, this is not happening at all, is it? Where did that boat just go? Did you see it just vanish into the mountain? What? Can I pick that up? Huh, it literally spawned into the ground. That's a new one. Maybe we can put a lead on the rabbit. And then we can... Okay, yeah, we can put a lead on the rabbit, and then we can just force the rabbit into a boat, right? That should be science. Where is the rabbit? There it is. Okay, there we go. It worked. It took some doing, but we're here. We got another rabbit. This rabbit's better anyway, right? Oh no, he won't move. Okay, we're gonna try this again. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, okay, it's fine. Don't know how that's fine, but it is. This is just a really efficient way to kill drowns, apparently. Okay, we're gonna try this again, but this time we're gonna make sure the boat goes kind of flying off the cliff. Like this. I don't know how we did it last time, actually. With some water, perhaps? Oh god, that floods everything. Okay, that's terrible. So yeah, my basic plan here is actually... Oh no, okay. No more lead. So my basic plan here is actually just to send the rabbit down on a little bit of water. What could be a better idea, right? Okay, over the edge, over and over edge, and then... Perfect, perfect. And now we'll just do the same thing we did last time, where somehow I take all the full damage, and the rabbit is left unharmed. That's all I want in this world. An unharmed rabbit. Actually, just, yeah, to soften blow them more, we'll have some water go down. And now the rabbit. Okay, oh, this is scary. This is scary times. Scary, scary, scary times. Oh, are we good? We're good. As you can see, now the rabbit's safe. And now the water is gone. Which means, guess what? We can now bring a rabbit into the end with us. This might be a world first, just because who's ever even considered wanting to do this, let alone then following through on it. Even to me, it was like a offhanded comment that I thought, you know what? Oh no, the den dragon egg! Oh man, I am mistake after mistake today. Oh, we can just place it back down, it's fine. By the way, this is the rarest item in Minecraft. You only get one, so you gotta make it count. I do happen to have 5, but, you know, that's an abnormal situation. Oh man, there's a lot of bouncing happening here, but it is actually getting the rabbit to where the rabbit needs to be. Oh, there we go. We almost did it. We just gotta bounce the rabbit and then go backwards at the same time. This is really stupid mechanics. Okay, when the rabbit's at the bottom, we'll go this way. No, that didn't work. I just don't understand. How is the rabbit not coming this way? Okay, new plan. We're going to make a little staircase specifically for the rabbit to get in. How wonderfully adorable. You ever think you were going to use the word rabbit staircase in a video? That's something I wish someone had asked me. Oh, what just happened? Okay, the rabbit is now below. None of this makes any sense, okay? None of this makes any sense. Okay, new plan. New plan. We're just going to slide the rabbit across the scaffolding to get him over here. And then we can do the same thing we did before. And because it's stairs, this should just about work. There we go. This time we've nailed it. No, we haven't. Now I just ride with the rabbit into the end portal. And then I get out. And then I break the boat. And then I pray the rabbit doesn't jump off the end, which is, you know, something that is prone to happen. But let's pray. Let's really pray here. And now here we are on the end. The rabbit's going to run away from me, which is perfectly normal. Oh god, he can get through gaps that I can't. As long as we don't hear that rabbit squeal in death, we're good, okay? That's all that matters right now. Yeah, I don't know where the rabbit's gone. I might just find... Oh, here we go. So we're going to tie a lead to the rabbit. And then we're going to place a boat down. And now we can do the exact same thing. To get the rabbit where she needs to go. You know what's a she now? Most objects are she's, right? You know. If you think that's sexist, take it up with the English language. Actually, don't take it up with the English language. I like the English language. I don't know, take it up with your local historian. Yeah, that seems like a fair thing to do to me. Yeah, this is really, really, really dangerous because I have to basically walk off the edge to get the rabbit up here. There we go, but it worked. And now, just like that, we have ourselves a rabbit in a boat that we can take with us all the way across to the end. And because it's daytime in the overworld, we know for a fact, if the villagers are still sleeping, then they just have depression and we go, oh god, and we gotta fix that. Okay. Now is not the time to be falling off the pathway. Okay, last part of the process here. Just a little bit of water falling up and rabbits sliding with it until we get... Oh my god. Oh, I forgot how painful this part was. So the rabbit is now here. Look how wonderful this whole thing is. The villagers are asleep, which implies to me that in the end, they just want to sleep all day because the end is functionally all night. And I can actually understand the game's logic if it sees it that way because, I mean, it does look like night. And that's how our brains are programmed. So I'm going to break all the beds inside here and I'm going to place them outside. And I'm going to hope that that is enough to make them still breed. Like, they don't need to have access to beds to breed is what my hopes are. They just need to know they're nearby. Because they are still glowing green. So yeah, 2 unemployed villagers, throw them in a room together, and see if they make love. Oh, I'm excited. Okay. They went for a bit of a kiss, then realized they're not compatible. They're still very hungry. You know, I don't want to make love when I'm hungry either. That's a lie. Oh, finally! We have... No. Wait, what? Did you just... What just happened there? I'm so confused. Let's make some more beds, because you know, more beds is never a downside. What if we place the beds, like, in a theoretically accessible spot, where they can see them, but they can't use them? Okay, come on. But the villagers are having a very weird relationship right now. I do have to say. Oh, I think they're both doing it for once. Oh, yeah, it's not even alternating this time. They really don't want to have a child, though. This is the problem with sending people to an unfamiliar environment. They just don't have as many children. So more food. And I'm going to place the bed down now that they're like... Okay, the bed is directly accessible, which should... Please don't go straight from wanting to do a thing into bed. But yeah, now we're going to place the beds back in there. And we're going to see if this changes things. They're eating a lot of food right now. Which is odd. But what isn't odd these days? I doubt it's light, but just in case, we'll give them light. And we'll give them a profession to do as well. Like, sure, have some barrels. That's what makes villagers become fishers, I guess. So, here's a barrel. Now one of them's going to magically become a fisher. Oh, look at that. See, maybe it's because they had the same job, i.e. being unemployed, and that just didn't get them excited, you know? One of them has to be a provider for the other. And if I have to be the one that makes it happen, so be it, right? So yeah, we're running out of bread. Despite bringing 40 with us and feeding most of it to the villagers, it hasn't actually gone well so far. So we need to move on to alternative strategies. Maybe it's freedom. That can't be it. Villagers don't need freedom. We're going to give this one more try by making sure there's 3 beds there, now that they're not trying to sleep all day. Giving them both some extra bits of food. The last of my food, in fact. And then we're going to see, is that enough? Also, we'll let the second guy become a fisher too. Like, why not? It's amazing how fast they can do it when there's nothing else around. But 2 fishermen... You know, if that's not a dream... Oh, God, you just go straight to sleep. That's not what I want. Okay, wake him up. Do some things together, dudes. Whatever it is, just do it, you know? What is... I can't deal with these guys. That is not how you make love, Mr. Fisherman. Oh, I was just about to start trading with the villagers, because that's one of the common ways to increase their willingness to breed. Because you know what makes people excited? Capitalism is what makes people excited. Because there's just something missing. Oh, okay. Never mind. It was just random chance. We now have 3 children. We've got the 2 original people who are the jungles. And now, because this is a new dimension, it's a new area, it's not a jungle biome, it's not a swamp biome anymore, it's something different entirely. We get these default villagers, but now we can have a bunch of breeding because there's beds everywhere, and we can get a bunch of villagers here, which is going to be great. Oh, where'd my rabbit go? No, what? How did that... So... Someone's going to have to let me know. Where do rabbits kill cats? I mean, do cats kill rabbits? No, they attack rabbits. What a ridiculous behavior. Do cats kill rabbits? That's news to me. I would assume wolves killed rabbits, but cats? Do we have to do this whole thing again? Have you done this to me? You are the worst cat. Man, that is the worst thing I've ever heard. You know, this whole video is making some amount of light about mass deportations during certain communist regimes. But you know what the real monstrosity is? The fact that cats will kill rabbits. This is raising some real issues that we need to fix in the real world. I used to be a cat person, but now I know they kill rabbits. You know, swayed the other way on that. That's so ridiculous. You know how hard I had to go to... You're such a bad cat. Such a bad cat. You know what? The cat didn't deserve that. Oh, but he gave me some string, which I do need, so there's that. Okay, I'm back in the overworld, and you better believe, try number 3. There is going to be another rabbit going into another boat, going over to the same end village. It's pain, but you know what? Sometimes pain is worth it. Oh, we got a slightly cuter rabbit this time, so it's arguably worth it if you really think about it. Oh no, the... God damn. I am really bad at killing rabbits. Oh, I mean really good at killing rabbits. Really bad at not killing them, I guess. I want a cuter rabbit now, though. Like, there's no point going for a 4th rabbit if it's not going to be a cute one. Okay, here we go. Perfect. We got a black one. Please don't jump off the edge and die. So now all we have to do is be responsible for how we pilot this boat. And... let's get another rabbit. Okay, this is going to be the perfect time. I'm pretty certain. Because as you can see, we got the rabbit in the boat. We're going to go nice and slow. Take the gradient really, really casually. And then the rabbit is going to be okay. That's just what's going to happen. I still would like a slightly cuter rabbit, but there's another way around that we can try and work with, I think. Okay, again, be really cautious when you're going off hills with a boat. So it seems like you should be able to stop somewhere, but when you're in the air, you can't stop. You're not in cruise control. So stuff like that can happen. But it didn't kill the rabbit, and that's all that counts. Also, it's worth noting, animals don't regen health, which is going to be really annoying eventually. But for now, not so much of an issue. At this point, I really am starting to get some deja vu as I'm doing this for yet another time. But this is going to be the best time that I do it, so really that's okay. Okay, I messed it up again. As long as the rabbit's alive, that's all that counts. Okay, same thing as before. We'll just push the rabbit down in a sea of water that it somehow survived. Not gonna question it. Not gonna question it. Then we get the rabbit up the staircase. Easier said than done, of course. Okay, now we push the rabbit into the portal. Wonderful. As you can see, rabbits in a weird place now. And now we break the boat. And we try it. Oh, no, no! How did you do that, rabbit? How? Please fall into the end, Mr. Rabbit. I don't know if he's actually going to activate or do anything while he's around there. But now he's just roaming around the portal room, and he's going to fall into the lava. I know that's just how this works. Okay, the rabbit's about to go into the Nether by accident. No, 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 rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. Just don't. Just don't. Just... My god. These are the worst mobs to deal with in Minecraft. There's a reason we need to enslave them, is all I'm saying. No! Oh god! Okay, so I learned a fact that... You know, okay, I'm gonna crouch place. Oh no, it's still gonna happen. We accidentally turned some of the lava into obsidian, but that's fine. It's really hard to place something on the side of something else, isn't it? Okay, there we go. We just wanna lift the rabbit up. Okay, that worked perfectly somehow. I don't know how, but I also don't need to care. I just need to get this rabbit perfectly into the end. Very weird the way this works, but it's fine. So this time I'm not leaving anything to chance. Actually, wait. Yeah, I'll push the rabbit if he doesn't immediately... There we go, perfect. Now we pick this up. Now we grab the rabbit immediately and get in another. Remember, it's essential to lead the rabbit, because otherwise he's going to jump off the end or something like that. Okay, I see him. Lead, lead, lead. No, don't. Side note, there's another pillager over here. Okay, I'm going to get the rabbit in the boat ASAP. What? 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 How did you not? Okay. I don't understand game mechanics sometimes. Good thing I have a spare boat for this. Literally trying to trap a rabbit in a boat at this point. That's not going well for me. So yeah, there is a pillager over there. He's actually alone, which makes it really easy. He doesn't actually care about me, it seems. He's just staring. Politely. I would say impolitely, actually. So yeah, this rabbit is a 1x1 creature, so he really could have gone anywhere. And oh, there we go. There we go. See him around the corner, just like this. And now we've scooped him up. Okay, and I'm hurting myself to do so. Rabbits really are this whole thing. But they're useful for what we're about to do. You might think, like, Toy Cat, this whole rabbit thing, it's a bit whimsical, isn't it? Like, do you need to do that? And the answer is actually yes, and you'll see why. And then you'll want to probably do it yourself, perhaps, after this. Okay, thank God, we're finally here. We're finally good. Spin the boat around. And let's head back to the end. So usually when a country arranges mass deportations, it arranges them on people. That is the generally believed fact. But every now and then, one of the kind of accidental parts of human migration, it's actually sort of trade and stuff as well, but also it happens whenever a group of people move from somewhere to somewhere else, such as maybe the Australia example. But whenever this happens, what's going to happen is a lot of wildlife is going to accidentally, or on purpose, be aboard the ship. So to take the rabbit example, the rabbit's going to come to the end, where you might think, like, well, that's going to be a pretty standard thing to expect, right? But the rabbit can actually affect the end in some surprising ways, and let me show you how right now. First, though, we're going to get the rabbit near the village, but I'm going to keep that cat away. That cat stays very... No, you don't. No, I will kill the rabbit. Kill the cat, if that's what it takes. You did not know the effort I've been through, Mr. Cat. Yeah, now we build a little glass cage around the rabbit, just because, you know, this is important right now. Okay, I'm going to be really careful to break the boat and not the rabbit. Oh god, no! No, don't! Why do this to me, rabbit? Okay, please get back in. Please get... No, the cat will kill you. Like, not even just maybe. Yes, you will die. Okay, I need to lead up the rabbit. No, don't! Stop this! No! No! Okay. Where's the rabbit gone now? I just gotta tie up the rabbit, and then we're golden. I hate this so much. This is such a stupid Minecraft task. I'm chasing a rabbit around the end. You know, you might think the Soviet Union was bad for the people within it, but think about how bad it must have been for the people doing all the torture. No one ever thinks of the, you know, of the mass executioners. You know, everyone's always like, oh, systematic execution just by a race? What a terrible thing. You know, genocide's so bad. What about the people who have to perform it, you know? You ever think about them? Yeah, you should. Have some more empathy next time. So eventually the rabbit will just get himself trapped in this, like, just statistically speaking, it's going to happen eventually, right? Just, the rabbit should end up inside here. Come on, just... Why can't the rabbit... Okay, this is what we want to do. We want to be on the other side of the... What are you doing, rabbit? I want this, but on the other side, but I just cannot make it happen. We're going to keep spinning around the rabbit, and then the rabbit's going to jump up and get in. There we go. In. Oh, my... This is such a wild, ridiculous goose chase. So if I just break the boat on this side, the rabbit will be forced to jump into the... Come on. Yay! We achieved a thing. And all we had to do was lose one lead. That's a sacrifice worth making to me. And just like that, we now have a rabbit in a cage, which is actually really useful for the next stage of what we're doing here, because we've got ourselves a village, which is vaguely self-sustaining. There's only one thing really missing, and that's that we could start farming some wheat. And you know, I brought some grass on me, just so that we could actually get, like, a nice bit of grass and wheat coverage. So let's do that now, actually. Just with the power of some water, some light, and some dirt, we can make a bunch of grass in the end. Or, you know, because we need to keep the village population sustained for the future, we can also till the ground, and we can get some crops going. We can genuinely have farming happen in the end, which is really wacky to me, so that's a useful little fact. Let's start a little farm over here, shall we? But as well as just starting a farm, we can actually start a pretty substantial one if we really want to. And yeah, I've got the seeds to do that. So yeah, we have a fully functioning village, which is pretty cool. We can even start trading with said villagers if we want to. So guess what? This guy, in case it increases your libido, we're going to buy some string of you. And yeah, it's all of a sudden this like almost punishment of a colony has turned into something that actually has some real benefits, you could say. Which is nice by itself. But rather than just being a little farming colony out in the middle of nowhere, basically on the moon, right? Like this is more akin to settling the moon than settling Australia, which is kind of cool. I mean, it doesn't help that the end stone really looks like moonstone. I mean, maybe deliberately, maybe not. Who knows for sure? Theory craft, am I right? But yeah, so as well as just having a cool little settler village that we can expand at our will, and you believe we are, there's two other things I want to do right here. One is to make this rabbit less plain. So let's go back to the overworld. So we've come back to the overworld. We're going to grab a name tag and we're going to call it Toast. This might seem like a weird thing to do, but there are two fun facts about rabbits I want to tell you, because I used to make a lot of fun facts. But I love fun facts in Minecraft. I used to make a lot of videos about it. And one of the things about rabbits is that they don't really have any actually valuable behaviors. So I know all the useless behaviors the rabbits have. And one of those is they have a secret texture you can only get with name tags. The second wild and wacky fact is to do with this pillager raid we're about to kill. And I'm going to do it just to see if you still get the bonus if they die in the void. And today I learned you don't. So pro tip, if you see pillagers in your end, don't kill them in the void. Because not only do you not get the XP, but you also don't get the effect, which is sad. If only they thought about this exact situation when they were programming it. Why is my boat stuck? Oh, it's so nice when you're going perfectly straight on these things and you're not zigzagging left and right the whole time. How perfect. How wonderful. But yeah, it really does feel most of the way as fast as a blue ice pathway. And get this, it even has some stops installed by default. Yeah, it's much faster. It's much faster to stop. Like, it's much more reliable and usable. And given it's 9 times cheaper, it's hard to argue with that, right? Anyway, yeah, so the first fun rabbit fact is we can name it Toast, just like this, and we can get a much more unique rabbit. As you're about to see, there we go. This is Toast the Rabbit. This was named after one of the Minecraft developers, Dead Rabbits. Kind of sad, but it's a cute rabbit skin, so I mean, you know, one rabbit has to die, and in exchange we get a cute rabbit skin for everyone. Seems like a good trade to me. See, using Soviet leader... you know, logic right here. Doing a very good job at it as well. But yeah, let's get out of here. Let's break this very carefully. Now we can make some lecterns, or at least a lectern, and we can also hopefully make some of the... I always forget they're called the composter things that... Oh, we can't. Crafting has stopped working. But yeah, we can make some composters as well, which seems like a somewhat silly thing, you know, given that the farmers don't have access to the farms. However, the reason we're going to do this is because farmers are really easy to get up the skill tree. So by making a farmer, like we can do instantly, it seems. Oh, that's still a fisherman. But by making a farmer, as we'll do when one of these guys grows up, we'll be able to trade with them much easier. It'll be great. Same with a lectern. We'll get a librarian, which is really useful for enchanted books. I think having access to mending books here in the end would be a really good idea. And even if not, it's a fun thing to have regardless. Again, this is a mess of a village. We can make it look pretty later. But for now, it is a village, and it is in the end. But so yeah, the second fun fact of rabbits was that pillager beasts are actually terrified of them. The ravager, whatever you want to call them. And I think that's a really wacky, silly fact. But yeah, now we've just got a village which is vaguely half contained in this building, vaguely half not. It's strange stuff, but it's just the world we live in, apparently. So it is funny that we actually now have a fully functioning village here in the end. It does have the coolest, rarest village, as it's like, villages as like the origin villages, so you can see the first ones and everyone who follows them. I think that's a really cool thing. And honestly, it does feel a bit more like, you know, we colonized the moon rather than starting a deportation camp. So you know what, we failed on the history angle of this video. Guess the lesson here is that really, we should mass deport people to the moon, because that's how you make successful colonies. But no, this was actually a really fun project, and it kind of inspires me, like, why don't we take this area? Like, I like seeing this terraforming. Why don't we take this area? Why don't we take this existing thing? Why don't we try and terraform this entire island at some point later, and then have the villagers be the kind of center point of that? I think that'd be really fun, personally. If you agree, let me know in the comments, and we can maybe start it as like a new stream project thing, because this is a... Did you just see that? This was a surprisingly fun task, and I hope we do it sometime in the not so far away future. Okay, so to really round out and prove that this is a village, what I have got myself right here is the pillager raid effect. I have no idea how this is even designed to work in the end. I would, theorize that it wouldn't, but here we are anyway, about to do it. So let's kill some pillagers, but in the end, where actually should be much easier to kill them because there's no caves for them they can spawn into, besides this one that I've made to hide myself in. But yeah, this should be the easiest pillager fight of my life because they're gonna spawn and they're gonna be way out there, right? Oh no, they're gonna have immediate access to villages. Oh, this might go horribly wrong, actually. Oh god, oh god. Okay, we've gotta stop them from doing what they're doing. That is key to me. So yeah, we should get some better protection for the villagers. I'm really starting to see that now. I think I just set a villager on fire while trying to kill the pillager. But otherwise, good round. Okay, so the rabbit must be able to scare the ravager beast because the cat is trying to kill the rabbit like nothing else. So that's all I want in my life. I want to prove that that effect is real because it just doesn't have opportunities to come up in real gameplay otherwise. Oh, okay, this is the wackiest thing. It's really safe for the villagers, but they all spawn down here, which means they're literally no threat. And also we can knock them off the edge because we don't need their drops. So look how easy this is. This is actually, yeah, the easiest way to fight a batch of pillagers, I would say. Because all you have to do is knock them off the edge like this, and it's over. So yeah, this is maybe the easiest round I've had in a very long time. Just for that one reason. But, okay, here's the Ravager Beast. This is what I'm here for. This is what I'm excited to see. As long as he can't get over to kill the pillagers on that side, that's all that matters. So let's see if we can't get this interaction going then, why don't we? Here is a rabbit. Here is a pillager beast. Is the pillager concerned? It seems not, actually. Maybe we have to, like, open up a window. Yeah, if we, like, open the ceiling of that, there'll be, like, a line of sight. There we go. Okay, so as long as we now make sure the cat can't get in, because that's essential to me, sadly. Oh my god, the beast just destroyed a chorus plant. I mean, that's actually somewhat useful, but interesting anyway. Okay, so let's see if we can get the pillager beast to be scared of this rabbit. Okay, so we've broken him a little bit, but not as much as I'm hoping. Yeah, you know what? This might just be hopeless. I tried my best, but either it's not on Bedrock, it's just a Java exclusive right now, for sad reasons, or for whatever reason, the rabbit needs to be on the loose, or maybe he's so fearless that he doesn't care about the rules. He's in the end. He's literally in some weird dimension where people get deported to. What's that all about for him? Either way, though, I've now defeated the pillager raid. I got the hero of the village effect, and isn't it cool that this ridiculous little colony with literally just a rabbit, some villagers, and a farm actually functions as a working society? And if we want to, we can upgrade this all we like. I kind of want to take it all the way to mending level and stuff like that. We can build villager houses. We can do all these different things, and that is actually surprisingly cool to me. We might have failed on the whole analogy of properly deporting them to some extent, but what I think we kind of have achieved, if not quite the same thing, is we basically have proven what it'd be like to start a colony on the moon, you know? So, yeah, all I'm saying here is what I've really learned is instead of deporting people to Australia, let's try deporting people to the moon, which is basically what this looks like anyway. And yeah, if that's not a lesson to live by, I don't know what is. Thank you very much for watching today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope it inspired you. If you do something like this, I would really love to see it. So let me see something like that in some form of, tweet it at me, post on the Reddit. I love when these sorts of small project things inspire people, because there are lots of parts of a project like this you need to learn about, and maybe this video taught you. Or maybe it didn't. Maybe you just thought this was really stupid, and you know what? That's what the internet's here for, to show you stupid things that you vaguely want to watch. So thank you very much for watching this stupid thing, because I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.